Welcome ladies and gentlemen to today's episode of Majin Starcraft, and today we're gonna have a best of 3 series between DuckloadRa and mTwDIMAGA. And I showed you the players vice versa. mTwDIMAGA, Yellow Zerg, Shakuras Plateau, DuckloadRa, Protoss. So he's technically on half his home world. I always have to comment about this map and what Shakuras is. I'm a lore buff, give me a break. So best of 3, starting off here. DuckloadRa and mTwDIMAGA should be a great and entertaining match. If it isn't, I will personally consider DuckloadRa and mTwDIMAGA not cool, just not cool. These guys are the coolest players, or some of the coolest players in the world, and just not providing us with entertainment, that's not cool. So, right now, Pylon on the way, Overlord on the way, food count increase for both players. We'll see what they decide to go through in the early parts of this game. Note the positions: 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock, bottom corners. What could this mean? Simple. Harassment on the back doors is probably the best tactic if you want an early game win. There is a gateway on the way, and there's an extractor. Extractor this early, we might see a spawning pool being laid down very soon for early speedlings. Or not, could be. mTwDIMAGA is harvesting a lot of minerals and not putting anything down. We'll see what goes up. Nope, there's the spawning pool right there. Spawning pool goes up, so the spool is coming. We might see speedlings very early. mTwDIMAGA decides to scout clockwise, so he will find WhiteRa decides to scout clockwise, so he will find mTwDIMAGA. While no scout as of yet for mTwDIMAGA. Oh, never mind. There's the Overlord finally finding DuckloadRa, so scouting time about the same. Finding each other, knowing that there's the possibility of a backdoor breakthrough. If this game actually turns out to be a long game, it's very nice because you can see the map can be very easily split down the middle. The backdoor will also provide both players with the opportunity to do multi-pronged attacks. Let's say attacking the front door and attacking the back door at the same time, having a little bit of massive harassment on expansions. But nothing of the sorts can be said until we actually reach that point. We need to wait. Cybernetics core on the way. There is an early zealot to try and block off any speedlings. There is the probe running away with the minerals. Production tabs is 4 zerglings and a queen on the way. mTwDIMAGA seems to be keeping enough harvesters minerals to try and bring out an expansion. Yes, there we go. There's the speedlings coming up to make sure that there is no block off, and here is the little drone to lay down the hatchery. So expansion going up for mTwDIMAGA. Will we see an expansion coming up for DuckloadRa? DuckloadRa laying down a pylon on the bottom ramp. This might mean a little bit of forge being laid down and trying to wall off here. Not enough minerals to lay down any kind of expansion as of yet, but we'll see what we're gonna lay down. Nope, he's gonna wall off with a second gateway. So a second gateway right here, and a stalker to try and help. Here come a couple of zealots. This is still a ramp they can run up, and right now it's gonna, because the speedlings are not that fast, a zealot and a probe can actually chase them away. Meanwhile, the stalker is actually trying to scare away the Overlord, and now here come the zerglings trying to get that one probe kill. Probe is gonna get away. No, probe is gonna go ploosh, and the last zergling gonna run inside the base. Not probably gonna do anything because the zealot is right on its tail, and there's an Overlord dying, which is pretty huge this early in the game because it is quite a significant amount of minerals this early on. 2 queens, so the second queen for the second expansion is here. Creep tumor is already being pooped down by the second expansion queen because it doesn't need energy at the moment, so it will probably move out, and we'll probably see a third queen pretty soon for any kind of creep tumor layout. The third queen poop tumor queen, the poop tumor queen, is probably gonna come up. There we have a nexus, so second expansion on the way for WhiteRa. What will happen in this game, I cannot say at the moment. Both players deciding to play economically. Nice wall in here for WhiteRa. Right now he's on 3 gate. Warp gate tech is on the way. A little bit late in my opinion. No chrono boost as of yet. Chrono boost is actually saving up chrono boost, and there's a forge probably to secure his back doors right here. lay down 2 cannons and try to keep it safe from any kind of Zergling attacks. And as you can see, the Zerglings have already started moving out across the back door. This is very important to note. When you're trying to attack your opponent's back door, you have to make sure that your attack is successful or does enough damage to prevent a counterattack. Obvious reason, if you fail, your own back door is open. What do we have? A little bit of sneaky Stargate inside the main? Where the hell did DiMaga lay down the Stargate? DiMaga. God, I'm an idiot. Where did WhiteRa lay down the Stargate? There it is. Stargate on the way for DuckloadRa. So WhiteRa having a Stargate, probably gonna go Phoenixes. I don't see Void Rays being an issue at the moment, especially considering that his rally point is here. Probably gonna use the Phoenix just to scout and see what kind of tech DiMaga is going for. Right now he has a Roach Warren, upgrading to layer, upgrading to layer, and upgrading to layer, upgrading to layer. I am stuck, I'm sorry. Anyway, almost starting working on the back doors of WhiteRa is DiMaga. Here comes a couple of Stalkers and a Sentry to try and save the back doors, or no, the Stalkers are actually going to try and chase on the Overlord and stop the scouting of the Stargate, but now the Stargate has been scouted. Waiting, very nice play by DuckloadRa, actually waiting to pop out that to bring in the production tab of that second Phoenix until the Overlord was dead. And now this Phoenix is gonna try and shoot Overlords, but he needs to get out of there because the Queen is actually gonna take it down. Phoenix play at this point is mostly annoying against Zerg because DiMaga's Overlords are not safe. He needs to tuck them away somewhere. He can no longer use them as scouts. He can only use them as drops once their speed is done. And now opting to go for a Void Ray. So 2 Phoenix Void Ray play from our good old WhiteRa. Now getting a robotics facility. Protoss going for a Hydra Den to deal with any kind of air. Missile attacks upgrade. Glial reconstitution, so a little bit of speed for those roaches. And nothing, no Spire as of yet, which is really interesting. Spire, well, then again, it's Mutaling, not Mutaroach Hydra. But a few mutants on the map can always prove useful because of their ability to harass and their huge speed. Phoenix is still running around across the map, gonna probably try and snipe off the Queen, or no, gonna run in and exactly go for the Harvester count, just do a little bit of damage, but they're not gonna do a lot. Just try and regain the small Harvester advantage DiMaga has, only 3. When this thing's gonna get upgraded, there we go, right now bringing the Harvester count to an equal, and now it's actually gonna be in favor of DuckloadRa. Economy, as you can see, fairly similar, both players on the same number of expansions. However, DiMaga is expanding again. Creep tumor line across the map. Is it me, or there's no dedicated queen for creep tumors? Let's see. Nope, there is one. There is one, or this third queen might just go up to this expansion. This means that very soon DuckloadRa will be in the disadvantage economy-wise, but there are 2 Void Rays, and 2 Void Rays will be able to snipe off this thing quite fast if DiMaga doesn't bring any Hydras on the defensive. Production tab finally says that we have a Spire, finally says that we also have Burrow, so Roaches and Burrow will be a factor. Boring Roaches can be really annoying because right now DuckloadRa, I don't believe that he has any observers. No, he hasn't, and he hasn't even made an observer. Nothing on the way. Robotics Bay is clearly for one and one thing. Colossus like, to deal with the Hydra problem. Only 1 Hydra at the moment, and there are the fully charged Void Rays, and there is a lot of damage to that expansion. I don't believe DiMaga will even decide to try and save this. Nope, he's not even coming. And yep, that is a huge hit when it comes to mineral loss, because these things do cost quite a lot. Let's see that units lost tab. Boom! There we go. DiMaga losing 850 minerals over 100. And now the Void Ray is just running out of there. Fairly safe. Another 2 Hydras popping out here, but it's too late. I'm sorry, Hydralists, you were too late. Not in time to prevent these 2 Void Rays from getting the kill. Which one of these Void Rays is the hero? There we go. That one is the hero getting the kill. Still a disciple, but it has a kill. It's probably gloating right now. Ha 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 ha! I have a kill. My life for ire. Ha ha ha! Or actually, my life for Shakuras, because these are Dark Templar if you look at them. No, yeah, well, I'm gonna get killed too. Something that really should be noted about Dark Templars, such as the Stalkers or Void Rays, because lore-wise, it's being implied that the Dark Templars are slowly being reaccepted into the Protoss community. And whoa, a lot of mutas on the way. Because of that, they have brought out a Stalker to replace the Dragoon. The Dragoon has been turned into Immortal. WhiteRa as providing flying tech from the Dark Templar. Now, Dark Templars are invisible, so they have cloaking fields. They've clearly helped the Protoss with the cloaking fields because of the mothership. But why aren't Stalkers invisible, or WhiteRas? Of course, that would be completely overpowered, but you get the idea. Lore-wise, why wouldn't they use their own technology on their own units? Just, you know, a little bit weird. Now the Protoss WhiteRa is actually deciding to move in through the back gate, and as I said, now there are no rocks here, so DIMAGA's back gate is completely flooded, and here comes the DIMAGA. He does have a lot of way to run. There is a proxy pylon for WhiteRa to reinforce the army, and we're gonna have the little like fight here. Gonna deal a little bit of economical damage. Now it's all come down to whether DIMAGA thinks that he can actually handle this. He's not engaging, taking out Extract and a couple of Harvesters, Guardian Shield, and here comes the big ass fight. Muta's running in there to deal a lot of damage to the WhiteRa. WhiteRa is trying to fight back. A lot of Guardian Shields, a lot of Force Fields to separate the army. I cannot actually tell who's in the advantage right now. DuckloadRa's army is slowly getting slaughtered because the Zerg forces are just swarming. A few Mutas still alive. Colossus is still alive. Colossus is gonna fall now. 2 WhiteRa still alive, but the Queen and the Hydras are gonna take that out. So in the end, I believe that DIMAGA won that exchange. As you can see, bringing the Harvester count to an equal, and now DIMAGA is actually gonna slip ahead. And what DIMAGA is doing is really great because he's deciding that he has enough army to try and push, but nope. Protoss ability to reinforce with the Warp Gate tech does stop DIMAGA's advancement. However, so far all the damage that WhiteRa did up here has been completely neutralized, and DIMAGA's already on 3 base yet again. And soon this expansion will start saturating. As you can see, only securing it for gas at the moment. Gas is probably his priority, as right now, if we look at the units tab, he doesn't have any kind of really gas heavy units. He has a couple of mutas, a couple of roaches, but they are not what you actually need. Building up a few spine crawlers to try and secure the defensive here. If we look at the production tab, no more tech building, so not going for hive, not going for anything of the last tech tree. And here comes another little bit of push by DuckloadRa. Nope, that is not a good position for him to be in, but manages to snipe off that one creep tumor and using the Colossus range to try and beat on the extractor. And that is huge because Colossus range now, very nice maneuvering from the Colossus, and the Guardian Shield needs to go up or else one Colossus will probably fall. This Colossus is getting shot down, one Colossus falls, and now DuckloadRa is again gonna lose this encounter because losing both of his Colossus. But strangely enough, the DIMAGA's actually pushing out. The focus fire on the Colossus allowed the DIMAGA's other units to actually get an advantage, but here comes a little bit of Queen reinforcement, and DuckloadRa is getting pushed back. So very nice back and forth movement for both these players. Units lost tab, I have no idea who's favoring. Yes, it's actually favoring DIMAGA at the moment at about 1,200 minerals lost, and securing yet another expansion. So the Protoss WhiteRa needs to counter this by expanding himself, because right now, oh, interesting. Well, hello. Lay this expansion down. You wanted to lay it down? Lay it down. This is an interesting position to be laid down, because if you can secure this base, you can pretty much really secure it with a couple of photon cannons. And that was a changeling right there. There was something in the ground, something burrowed in there. I believe the Zergling. That's why the expansion didn't lay down. I didn't even notice it. Very nice. Observer saw it and the army took it down. So now DuckloadRa will get this expansion and secure it with photon cannons, which is pretty dangerous when you think about it, because it allows a very strong position for DuckloadRa to have, and simply pop inside the main, come back, pop inside the main, take out. However, at this point there aren't that many tech buildings up here, and I suppose other tech buildings such as the Ultra Cavern or such will be laid down in other positions. Next is on the way, Warp Prism. Warp Prism, so we might see a little bit of drop action or simply lay down here, summon a couple of Dark Templars. Again, no tech buildings on the way as of yet, nothing new on the map, nothing to really speak of. Both players deciding to macro up a little bit and see what happens. A lot of Colossus. Let's check out the units tab for a little bit of better understanding. We have 3 Colossus, 10 Stalkers, 1 Void Ray, 2 Phoenix versus a lot of Roaches, a lot of Mutas, and a couple of Hydras and a lot of Zerglings. So I really don't know. Units compensate. Oh, here's a little bit of Muta harass trying to get inside that gas line, but there are a couple of stalkers here for the defensive. A couple of cannons, 2 more cannons here shouldn't hurt. This is what I meant by Mutas being probably the best choice of unit when it comes to Zerg play. If you use them correctly, you don't need a lot, right? Right now, DIMAGA is massing a lot of Mutas and gonna base. And here's a nice encounter. Here we go. Mutas trying to focus down the Phoenix. Phoenix are gonna die pretty soon. Now gonna go for the Colossus, and yeah, DIMAGA probably gonna lose this. Oh, Guardian Shield coming up. There's no more stalkers to fight off the mutas, and now the mutas are just gonna plow through everything. Colossus, however, still standing here, flying everything, and now the Colossus are dead, and DIMAGA still has enough forces to deal with this. So units lost tab, food count clearly favoring DIMAGA, units lost tab clearly favoring DIMAGA. So Mutas, I wanted to say that you can use a small force of Muta to run across the map, harass here, harass the main, harass any expansion here, but which isn't here and which isn't. And there are the warp pins from the warp prism that I said. Here's the warp prism, and the warp pins are a couple of zealots. They won't be able to take down this expansion. Roaches and Mutas here to defend. Dark Templars would have been a better choice, but Dark Templars cost a lot of gas, and right now it's strange because DIMAGA's on 2 base while the Zerg DIMAGA, God, I'm an idiot this game. WhiteRa is on 2 base while DIMAGA is still on 1, 2, 3 and securing his 4th harvesting base. His main is still actually mining out, and yeah, there we go. GG out of nowhere, simply because DIMAGA knows he's just really behind and there's nothing he can do at this point. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next game.